In this episode, the hot new Ioniq 5N, a Mitsubishi pickup truck, and a brand new EV charging network. Welcome to episode 248 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, I was watching a video recently where they talked about nitrous oxide NOS.
NOS.
Did you know that when you mount NOS in your car, it's supposed to be at an angle?
I feel like I knew it was supposed to be something, but don't know why.
For example, this photo here. Every time you see NOS mounted in professionally mounted in a race car, it's at that 30 to 45 degree tilt, right?
Yeah, something like a bottle of wine.
Sure. Wait, are you supposed to tilt those?
Yeah, when you store wine, you tilt them nose down a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh, well, it's more angled than NOS, but there's a tube that goes to the bottom of the tank, and it's also angled at 30 degrees down, so that all the liquid that settles in there is settled to gravity, right? And that little tiny tube that's sitting down will actually get all of the liquid out.
That makes sense.
And especially if you're accelerating down a drag strip.
Because all of it's going to go to the bag.
Right. It's sloshing.
Suck it up.
Yep.
Ah, that makes sense.
If you ever see somebody with a NOS tank that's just flat or upside down or other way around, they didn't do it right.
You should promptly correct them.
Yeah.
Will they get offended?
I don't know. But if you explain it to them, they'll probably be like, oh, okay, cool.
I like it.
Yeah. That's kind of neat.
So you're going to put some NOS in your Subaru?
Certainly not. I'll just continue praying to the Subaru gods that we get a PRC STI.
You almost did, but it didn't quite happen.
And it will never happen.
I just love how the Fast and the Furious has ruined most people to think that NOS is just this magical hyperspeed button.
It's not?
Not at all.
No.
It's like... Too soon, Junior.
Yeah.
It's just not that.
Let him think that. That's okay.
Yeah. So, shall we get into some news then?
We shall.
Let's talk about an electric car.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It is the new Hyundai Ioniq 5N.
Okay.
So that means it's an N, which means it's hot.
Yes.
So it's essentially a hot hatch electric N Hyundai EV thing.
Is this the first hot version of an EV that you can think of other than the Model S Plaid?
No, there's the Lucid Air Sapphire.
Okay.
There's the Taycan Turbo S.
Yep.
There's probably others. There's the Challenger EV.
Is that a hot one, though?
There's not a not hot one.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. This is Hyundai's version of spicing up this car.
Yes.
Which not a lot of manufacturers have gotten to the point where they can build the car, the normal car, and then build the higher end version of that car. That's
Correct.
what I'm saying.
Correct. So this is Hyundai's first iteration of a hot electric car.
Right.
It's pretty hot. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of power.
What are we talking?
Over 600 horsepower.
Whoa.
And it's a small little hot hatch.
Whoa.
Now, a lot of the times you see an Ioniq 5 and you think that is pretty much just like a rebadged Kia EV6 GT thing. It's
Yes.
not. It's actually, it shares some components, but the majority of it is very different. This Ioniq 5N is a lot more harder, stiffer, and angrier for track usage.
Oh.
Yeah, so it doesn't share any of the suspension components and stuff like that as the EV6 GT. I mean, small pieces, but this is a lot more of a re-engineered car than the Kia EV6.
Wow. I'm surprised that they did that.
Yeah, they wanted this to be unique and different. They wanted this to be its own thing, I believe. But bells and whistles galore. If you actually look at the steering wheel, I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that picture or not, but it has, what does that appear to be?
A paddle?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
With uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Yep, we're going there.
Okay.
We're going there now. So, this thing, this Ioniq 5N, you get an 8-speed transmission. Simulated.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll play along for now.
Okay. You also get user-selectable synthesized soundtracks.
So fake exhaust.
Synthesized, pardon me. I can't
Yes.
English, yes. Fake exhaust notes, yes.
Okay.
You have 3 different types. You have evolution, which is that like spaceship whoa, 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 kind of a noise, right?
Yes.
Then you have supersonic, that the article states that it emulates a fighter jet. Then you have ignition, which is supposed to mimic the sound of the Elantra N or the Kona N, which is a 4-cylinder turbocharged 2-liter.
All right.
You can make it sound like anything in the world. Why are we making it sound like a 4-pot turbo? Jesus Christ. You can make this sound like a Ferrari V12. No, you want to make it sound like a turbocharged 4-cylinder.
Yes.
Okay. Not only do you get the mimicked sound of the Elantra N or the Kona N, it is included with pops and bangs.
In the fake exhaust.
Uh-huh.
You know? All right. All right. All right.
It's something. Apparently, you have, let's see, the Ioniq 5 NE shift programming. So, simulated gear shifts. You have, let's see, I believe it's 8 simulated speeds, but what happens is it actually briefly interrupts the motor's like torque.
Okay.
And then it mimics, an 8-speed dual clutch. So that,
all right.
it will jolt on upshifts. Downshifts are rev matched and accompanied by pops and bangs. If you have selected the ignition sound mode.
Okay.
So it makes it more, I don't know, engaging. Hyundai even admit it is not the fastest way around the track,
No.
but it does make it more engaging. I will tell you, it has 600 horsepower, like I mentioned earlier, 601, but then if you use the, what do they call it? N-Grin boost. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what they call it. But then if you use that, then you get 641 horsepower.
I'm biting my tongue here.
Then, apparently, this is actually the most powerful car Hyundai has ever released to consumers.
That I could see.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. 600 horsepower is nothing to mess with.
Yeah, I mean, they're claiming a 3.4 second 0 to 60, and realistically could get close to 3.
Yeah.
Top speed about 161 is what they're limiting it to. It's interesting. Real quick, they did take the standard battery pack, which was 77.4 kilowatt hours, and they somehow rejigged it, and now it's 84 kilowatt hour.
Solid improvement. Almost 10 kilowatts.
Yeah. You get three different, 2 to 3 different drive modes, depending on how they structure this. You have N Race, which is like a sprint drive mode to give you the most amount of power as quickly as you can. Then you have Endurance mode, which is for when you want more than 1 lap. Then you get the N Drift Optimizer.
Whoa.
That can simulate the clutch kick action of a rear-wheel drive car.
Is this all-wheel drive?
Of course.
Okay. Huh. I like that. That's
You
cool.
have 2 battery preconditioning modes to optimize its performance.
Right.
You get one for track or drag or whatever.
Right.
That range is not going to be much. It'll be like maybe 220-ish, but this is a car to go fast, not far.
Right. I don't imagine it will do a ton of laps without running out of juice. But as far as simulating a race car in an EV, to my understanding, this is the farthest someone has ever gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a company go this far, including floppy paddles, different modes, different battery conditioning, all that kind of
Clutch kick stuff.
I kind of like it.
I knew you would.
I kind of like it.
I knew you would.
What's the problem with it?
Well, it's all fake.
Certainly.
And while the price hasn't officially been announced, rumors are that it's going to be somewhere near $70,000. Do you like it for $70,000?
What they only have the Veloster N and the Kona N right now?
Currently.
I mean, this is far from those two. Veloster N is cool.
But is it?
Well, it's full EV.
Okay. But it's an N and it looks like a hatchback.
Yes. For 70 grand? No, that's probably a bit too much. I think if it was like 50.
It's a $50,000 car.
Yeah. I think that's about the right price for it. As far as the trickery and fakery, I think it's neat. Yes, we're in this transition period, this weird transition period where, what are you going to do? What's the other option? Cut off people cold? Just cold turkey? No racing? No fun? No motorsports? No pop bang?
I don't know if my brain would let me enjoy it.
I think you would have a much worse time in a car that doesn't have those things.
I just wouldn't have a car either way.
You're going to have a car.
Not an EV.
You can be the old dinosaur and stuck on the broken F-150 for 20 years as long as you want.
And that's fine. I may just be that.
You're going to have to eventually move over.
No.
And I hope that options like this are still around for you. I'm sure the next 911 that's an EV will have a pop and bang fake exhaust tone coming through it.
I will ban it from Earth.
No, you'll be like, oh, it's great.
No, I won't. Awesome. I will hate it to death. I will literally hate it. Every piece of it.
From a logic perspective, this makes no sense.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, sure. You're Mr. Logical.
With some things, yes. With fake gear shifts, yes.
This won't be the only company that does this.
Oh, they're all going to do it, and I hate that.
A lot will do it. Almost every manufacturer will do this.
Yes, I know. It looks exciting. It's got a lot of extra bodywork to like cool things and channel airflow and stuff.
I'm a fan. I agree the price is a bit too high, but everyone's paying the newcomer price to this new EV world at the moment.
Of a lot of money?
Yes. Unless you're in the Tesla spot, like you're just paying out the wazoo for the new tech and the new manufacturing lines and the new battery chemistry and all that stuff. And give it 5 to 10 years and it will actually be sorted at scale at reasonable prices and will be much better. But it's just like any new tech. On iteration 2, 3, and 4, it's good. On iteration 1 and 2, it kind of sucks. Yeah. This is neat. I like what they've done here. I hope that they keep on doing this. Over time, I'm sure we will lose more of the gear shifts. The transmission will come down to a 6-speed. They won't chime in as much exhaust. Sure, they chose weird exhaust notes, but like whatever. What would you want the options to be? 911, Mustang, like Honda Civic,
458 Speciale.
Okay, yeah, sure. A generic Lambo, sure. I don't know. I like what they've done.
I think if you go back a picture, I think the front of it is the best.
I do think this car looks good.
It looks like what the Veloster N would have evolved to.
Yes.
It looks like a futurized Veloster N, which I liked the Veloster.
Yeah, Veloster was great. I like it. I think the rear looks solid enough. The taillights are kind of pick your poison. Sometimes you'll like them, sometimes you'll hate them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hyundai is doing a pretty good job with the EVs at the moment.
I will say this is my favorite of all the new EV sporty things. It looks the most exciting for me.
And I'm shocked from sitting here right now that like Hyundai is one of the big manufacturers moving forward quickly in this space.
I definitely would have not seen Hyundai be the one.
No. If you had told me 5 years ago that like Hyundai would be the one pushing forward in the EV space, I'd be like, huh?
Yeah, really? Of all the people.
Huh?
Hyundai.
So good for them.
I mean, heck, all of their designs now are kind of wild. Like the new Santa Fe, remember that?
Yep.
That does not look like Santa Fe. This does not look like a Hyundai Sonata.
They're kind of doing good right now. They're kind of crushing it.
I actually don't mind the look of it, but I still can't. It's hard for me to get over that hump. I don't know if I can do it yet.
You'll get there eventually.
We'll see. We'll see.
What else?
Let's move on to something a little more my speed. It's a pickup truck.
Okay.
And it starts with an M. So it's Michael. It's a pickup truck.
M.
Yeah.
Let's see. M pickups. We don't have anything from Mazda. Nothing from. What are some other M manufacturers?
McLaren.
Maserati.
Mercedes-Benz.
They don't have a pickup. Who? Who could this be?
Mitsubishi.
What? What?
Yeah, Mitsubishi.
Okay.
So, Mitsubishi, they are making the Triton. This is the new Triton pickup truck. And is it maybe the first best, coolest Mitsubishi that has come out since like 10 years ago when the Evo was out?
Wow.
Because you know how Mitsubishi has been kind of devolved into making just really crappy, awful, runabout, small SUV things.
They haven't done anything good in the past 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years, Mitsubishi has been arguably one of the worst brands.
Yes.
But now they have a pickup truck again.
Whoa.
It is the Triton. It is a mid-sized truck. Think like Tacoma, Ranger, Chevy Colorado, that size, right? It's going to be available with a turbocharged 2.4-liter diesel 4-cylinder.
I didn't see that coming either.
It's also going to be available with a manual transmission.
What?
Yeah. Your base engine has got 148 horsepower, 243 torques. Mid-range, you're 181 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. And your top spec is 201 horsepower and 347 pound-feet of torque.
Those numbers aren't great.
No, but it's a small pickup truck.
Okay.
They're not supposed to be great.
I guess that I'm forgetting it's from this angle, it looks pretty big to me.
It's not. It's small.
Okay.
It's a midsize.
All right.
Yeah, so apparently you also get a pretty trick four-wheel drive system. They call it Mitsubishi Super Select 4-Wheel Drive 2.
2?
Yeah, apparently. You get, 2-speed transfer cases, a center limited slip diff that will send 60% of the torque to the rear and 40% to the front. You get a bunch of different drive modes and terrain modes and diff lock settings, and you get hill descent assist and all sorts of things. Apparently, you also get this weird active yaw control that'll employ torque vectoring to the inside tire to help get you better cornering and all that. It looks pretty sharp, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually kind of a neat looking thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And some bad news.
Oh.
We're not getting it.
Oh, no. Is this just a European thing? Or a nation thing?
Yeah. It's East.
Oh, no. Huh.
Which sucks because this would be sweet to have here.
For a reasonable price? Yeah, it'd be great.
Speaking of which, I have the price. Well, estimated. It is, and I'm quoting this Australian dollars, and I'm going to translate that to US dollars.
Okay.
So, roughly, between your base to your top trim, you're between 30 to 50,000 Australian dollars.
30 to 50?
Okay. US dollars, 20 to 39.
Oh, that's money.
That would kill.
That would crush.
That would kill.
You could not get a mid-sized diesel manual
Bring this.
for anything like that.
Bring this to me.
Yeah.
Give this to the United States of America. We want the diesel. We want the manual. We want a small pickup truck because every pickup truck that comes through just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and more wasteful and bigger and stupider. We want a small, little 4-cylinder turbo diesel manual pickup truck. Give it to me now, please. For $26,000.
Anything under 30, this thing would kill.
Oh my, it would absolutely crush.
Honestly, under 40 and it would still do well.
It even estimates it's 39.
Yeah, it would do
This
well.
would take the Tacoma, the Ranger, the Chevy Colorado, and literally mop the floor with them.
Yeah. I did not see diesel coming. I didn't see a manual. And I didn't see a small to mid-sized pickup coming from Mitsubishi of all companies?
Of all the people.
What?
Mitsubishi hasn't made an interesting car in 10 years.
Wow.
What, the Mitsubishi Outlander? It's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, no. What?
I had one as a rental car 6 years ago, and I swore to myself I would never drive another Mitsubishi for as long as I lived because of how bad it was. It was so awful. I hated everything about it. But the Triton, yes, please.
That is appealing.
That would you could tow a small boat. You could tow a Miata with it.
It would do the American towing. which is like I tow things 5 times out of the year, and it's like some random furniture, a new TV, maybe a jet ski once in a while, and like that's about it. This would do beautiful at that.
It'd be perfect. This would take the Ford Maverick and just get rid of it.
It would. It would.
The Maverick would be dead with this.
Yep.
It would be so perfect to replace the Maverick with this.
Here's my last question. Would you actually want to daily drive a Mitsubishi?
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
That's the biggest problem here.
But if it came down to spending $48,000 on a Tacoma with four-wheel drive, diff lock, or spending $32,000, you're saving $16,000.
Yeah.
You're saving a used Corolla.
A well-kept used Corolla. Yeah.
Yes, I'll save a used Corolla. Sure.
I'm with you. This thing's cool.
I wish we'd get it.
Yeah.
I wish we get it. Apparently, though, Mitsubishi might bring a truck to the U.S.
Oh.
Except it's not this.
Oh.
It's going to be an electric pickup truck.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's
of all the
crap.
things, a Mitsubishi electric truck would be horrendous.
Unless they go full Hyundai and they've just like stopped working on everything internal combustion, and for the past 5 years that they've done nothing, just focused on prototyping new EVs.
I doubt that.
I really doubt that. But if that's the case, and they do pull the rabbit out of the hat here, great. They kind of did with this, so we'll see.
The Triton should come here. It's not going to, though.
That's cool.
It's sad.
That is cool.
So let's move on to something else.
Okay.
Something else that may pique your interest. It is a big charging network conglomerate thing.
What?
Yes. Because that makes sense.
Explain.
So apparently there's 7 car manufacturers that are all getting together, and they're going to open up this like great big giant charging network together.
Who are the manufacturers?
You got BMW.
Okay.
You got GM. You got Honda. You got Hyundai. You got Kia, Mercedes, and Stellantis.
Stellantis. Whoa.
Uh-huh.
So that's CDJR, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Well, and
So,
China.
yeah, a couple others. Okay. So German, American, Korean,
Japanese,
and Korean
Chinese.
Again. Chinese, and then some more German, and then a little bit of American and some scatter. All right. So this is certainly international by a long shot. There are a couple notable manufacturers missing here.
Such as?
Volkswagen, Toyota. Volkswagen incorporates all the other brands that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is missing?
That's a good question. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. But
Tesla?
Well, hold on a minute now. Because that brings me to my next point. The chargers that they're putting at the charging stations will be compatible that use both the CCS and the NACS chargers.
Oh.
So that's why Tesla's not necessarily in it.
Do you smell that? I smell... You remember there's something very similar to this. When you go put, that gasoline stuff in your car.
Oh, is that it?
Yes. Do you know the conglomeration that owns and handles and manipulates the market price and does what they want related to oil exports?
You mean the government?
No, it's called OPEC.
Oh, yes, okay.
This smells like OPEC of the EV world to me.
I see the angle you're taking here.
I don't know how I feel about this yet. But if you don't know what OPEC is, it's the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. It's a bunch of countries that export like 80% of the world's oil. If they want to make more money, they increase the price of oil.
Pretty simply.
If they want to lose money, they decrease it and make everyone happy.
Pretty well.
I don't know that this will be that, because we're moving into a world here where you can get energy, electricity, whatever energy you want from many different sources. Sure, it can be nuclear, sure, it can be coal fire, but in theory, you could also put solar panels on the roof, and you can do it in ways that you don't have to have these companies involved, right?
Yeah.
This smells like they want to be the OPEC of the EV world.
They're trying to get in on the ground and stake their claim early.
And they're also like, Tesla's really far ahead. we kind of goofed this all up, guys. There's like a million other indie independent kind of charging networks out there that don't all work together well
Such
yet.
as one big one.
Who?
Electrify America.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. You know who owns that?
Who?
Volkswagen.
Ah.
Ah.
They're not involved in this.
Correct, but hold on. Rumor has it they're going to be putting in, or at least starting to adopt NACS chargers within Electrify America.
Ooh.
Ooh, is right.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Now, why would Volkswagen...
Drama.
Right. The business and, like, behind-the-scenes plays that are going on right now in the EV world is pretty fascinating. Why would VW not want to get into this? Because they're not in it.
Because they want to do their own.
Okay.
They want to own everything.
Of course, every corporation wants to own everything.
Well, especially Volkswagen.
Yes.
The Germans, yes. Not in the people's car.
So do you think if you're sitting there in the headquarters of Volkswagen right now and you see this come up and you see that Tesla is where they're at right now as far as charging infrastructure goes, are you just like pooping your pants going, uh-oh?
Yes.
Uh-oh. This is bad. This is real bad.
If you are Volkswagen's head charger guy, you're just going, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I'm sure they saw it coming. I'm sure they have the
but
high
they
end.
needed to have reacted much quicker.
Yes. Now, would it be a good call for them to get involved?
Yeah, that's a good question. Half of me thinks yes, half of me thinks no.
Mm-hmm. It depends on your goals and aspirations.
Yeah, it's...
If you want to own the landscape, yes, you don't want to get involved. You just stay out of this and you try to build your own thing. Is it worth it to do that, though?
That's the problem. Is, sure, you could be the 100% owner and make less amount of sales, or you could be a more minority owner and make many more sales and earn less from each sale.
Now, what I foresee happening here is the companies that are involved in this new OPEC of EV, well, they don't actually have a name yet, so I'm literally going to call them the OPEC of EVs.
EV PEC.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. All their cars are going to integrate extremely well with this charging infrastructure setup.
At some point, yes.
Just like Teslas do with the Tesla superchargers, right? Mm-hmm. They like condition the battery. They have you with the stops along the way to your route, and they can compute how much battery you're going to have left, yada, yada. Does a great job integrating with those chargers. It doesn't do a good job integrating with like EVgo and ChargePoint and the other ones, right? These manufacturers are going to do a great job with these setups. So we're going to have a split here. And what's really going to matter is, what will Tesla do in this situation? What will Volkswagen do in this situation? And there's a couple other brands that still haven't really got on board.
Lucid's
probably, yeah, they're not technically. I don't call them big enough yet to really matter. But Toyota,
yeah, that's a big one,
is the biggest one. Like, what will they do? Because that has a meaningful impact on what's going to happen
will
here.
Go to hydrogen.
Oh, God. Good luck with that. Build all those hydrogen fueling stations. Have fun with that. And then go ask OPEC for you to make some hydrogen out of oil. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess.
That'll go well.
Yes. So these are some interesting times that we're living in at the moment. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I actually like this, to be honest.
I think we have to wait and see.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a hurry up and wait, because they're opening 30,000 of them.
They might say that now.
That's what they say. And they're also doing separate ones that are like flagship charging stations that have different amenities and things. And just like you mentioned earlier, they'll be able to like integrate within the different apps of each manufacturer to coordinate like route planning and all that jargon.
What I do like is we have competition.
That
competition is good.
Competition breeds innovation.
Yes. The big problem with OPEC, there's no competition.
Correct.
They just dominate it, so they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
So I'm kind of a fan of this from that perspective. From other perspectives where it's manufacturers teaming up to do income-driven things, they probably don't have the customer in mind, let's be real.
What?
Yes.
No. I don't believe it.
But if VW doesn't jump on board, if Tesla doesn't, there's no way Tesla jumps on board. if VW doesn't jump on board and a Toyota doesn't jump on board, I'll be pretty happy. I bet you Toyota does.
You think Toyota does?
I think Toyota will.
Or do you think Toyota will do some weird backdoor relationship with Tesla?
They will jump on board with one of the three.
Okay.
Which one? It's kind of up in the air. It doesn't really matter. But I think that they're so far behind, there's no way that they can go out on their own.
I mean, yeah, I see your point. Or is there so much that they've been building behind closed doors that we don't know?
There's rumor has it that they have like solid state batteries that'll have 900 miles of range and charge in 10 minutes and like testing right now.
That
would be great.
Else.
Would be fantastic. But you got to produce it at scale, an economical scale. So like, we'll see.
We shall
We'll see.
So, you got anything else for episode 248?
I do not.
That's going to wrap us up then. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, and drop a comment on the video. Let us know what you think about this whole manufacturer EV, OPEC EV conglomerate thing. Be curious to know what you're thinking there. If you're listening on audio only, send those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. YouTube is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. And our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.